Happy Friday, and thank you so much for joining us here at Lovely Being You. All morning long, I keep hearing this song, Time's Up, I'm sorry I kept you. And I know that comes from Eric B. and Rakim. Now, that song basically is saying, or that portion of the song is saying that, time's up. This experience is over. We're moving into another cycle, what have you. Sometimes you'll find that in friendships as well as relationships. The beginning of the relationship, you see something that you like, perhaps. You're attracted to the person, they're attracted to you. And you want to get to know them better. You want to get to see if you have the same interests in mind. If maybe you can give a go at it and see if the relationship will actually move along somewhere in one direction or another. Now, sometimes you get to see that the maturity level is not the same with the opposite person. Perhaps the person jokes around and they laugh at things that are hurtful to you and other people, perhaps. Perhaps the person is constantly coming up with a story instead of meeting you on time. Perhaps the person is always gossiping, mucho ponchinchera, and you're not in that wave space. That you don't choose to speak about another person unless maybe you're considering helping them in some way. Or perhaps you're discussing it because you want to find a solution. We can all get caught up in the capacity of gossiping about other people because it all depends on where your head is when the person mentions it. But the best space to be in is basically saying your Simran. You're saying your spiritual word internally so that you can focus, or saying your mantra, or saying your manifestation. Trying to manifest where you're going. Perhaps you're trying to reach a higher level in meditation. Perhaps you're spending more time trying to pray things into existence. You never know where another person is at. But if we're trying to get to the end of a cycle, and this person is consistently always bringing certain things up that don't seem to be very healthy. Example, a man goes into a new environment. Now he's following a person of interest, but basically he's following this person of interest because he really wants to gain finances. He's not really interested in this person. He doesn't really care about the person, but he's trying to locate the person and follow them because he needs his finances. He needs money, and he doesn't feel like working. So he goes ahead and he decides that he's going to talk to the people in the community about the person. And the last thing that he did, the last community he followed this person to, he was able to really get the people to go against the person, speak against the person, gang stalk the person. But this time he's choosing to say that the person is maybe a Martian. And he's saying that the person is not from this earth because how can they do this, that, and other? And the people are listening to him. And he even convinces some people that this person transitions or transforms at night. And when he moves away from these people, he goes to among other friends. And these new people, he was able to convince them that this person was weird, that something was wrong with this person. But in his other group, he goes and he laughs and he says, look how I was able to convince these people. They are so unintelligent. Now he's gone into two different groups doing this. And while he's doing all this talking, there's a female in the background who thought he was cute. But now she's looking at him strangely and she's saying, is this what he does? He doesn't seem to be doing anything that's making himself better. No self-improvement. Is he even motivated to do anything other than speak about this person? And if he speaks about her like that, what is he going to do with me? And she automatically decides to excuse herself. He says, hey, wait, what's up? I thought we were going to talk. And she says, oh no, something came up. That something that came up is up while you're lower, and she's not coming back. She's not coming back in your direction because she realizes that perhaps she's made a bad call. We all have made a bad call one time or another in our lives where we have chosen a person or let another person choose us. And it wasn't exactly a balanced experience. But when a person is showing you who they are, it's a great thing that you pick up on those things, those little hints. Because then you don't have to live that whole experience. You don't have to have a bad experience because you've already observed what it can be. And nobody wants that type of outcome. So let us keep that in mind when we are choosing people to be in our lives, as well as allowing things to carry themselves out. We're all learning a lesson, one way or another. But it's important that we pick up on the lesson and leave while we still can, before we find ourselves caught up in a situation that might lead down the wrong road. So thank you so much for joining us. This is Lovely Being You. Choose yourself first and try to make the best choices. And try to find a friend group that you more so can balance with, because you don't want to make the same mistakes. And we want to make sure that we're growing. Thank you so much. Bye.